Let's get right to the floor show because there are SpaceX connections to at least some of them that are selling off. Joining me now, Invesco Chief Global Market Strategist Brian Levitt with $2.2 trillion in assets under management. And no, it is not lost on me that that's the same market valuation that SpaceX is hitting right now.
Great coincidence.
Just a coincidence, but that's a lot of coin. You have probably been at the helm looking at what you do at a time when there are other IPOs that come in. What, I'm sure, have you told clients who call in and say, can I get in on something like this?
I think actually more of the clients we talked to have been concerned that something nefarious was going to happen as a result of this. And so most of the questions I've been fielding is this some type of speculative top? Can the market even digest this type of float? And so we've spent most of the time trying to ease concerns. Now, of course, we offer Invesco QQQ, which will have exposure to
SpaceX.
Yep. But yeah, most of the questions, again, have been concerns that this is some type of market top, which I never believed it to be.
Well, exactly. And people had said, oh, this is, I even thought for a second, this is going to test the market's rally and the strength of it. And what does it tell you? And again, we're about to take folks live to Dubai because there is news on the war with Iran front as well. Some positive news, so that's helping, I think, with the sentiment here. But technically, looking at tech stocks, where people had felt, you know what, the bar is getting much higher at this point for them to get into those names. What do you think's at the heart of that?
Well, it's okay that the bar has gotten higher. I think what a lot of people missed at the start of the year, people thought maybe we were in a bubble, maybe there wasn't this type of demand for AI capabilities. And really, the market had to catch up to the idea that this wasn't just about you and me and our friends interacting with chatbots. Mm-hmm. This was about the next agentic move, putting AI into everything. So the market had to catch up with them. Now the bar's higher.
Well, yeah, you can see because month to date, these names, NVIDIA, Palantir, Microsoft, they go on to Cerebras. That was a hot one as it just went public as well. Since the Broadcom miss on revenue.
Up 143% year over year.
Year over year. But it was a slight Wall Street miss.
Yeah.
These stocks have sold a little bit off month to date. So I think that is an interesting point to look at. Can I just bring up to the fact that there is a naysayer out there that stuck its neck out, and that's CFRA. They have come out and initiated coverage on SpaceX with a sell and a price target of $115 a share. We're looking right now at SpaceX at the moment at $167 and change. Are they going to look like they have egg on their face? Or at some point, will we see what happened with Facebook back in the day, where it shot up and then sold off?
Went down and then, of course, went many multiples higher than that. Look, the reality is this is aggressively priced given what the current revenue is. This is an investment based on the hope of the future, and can you really put data centers into low orbit with reusable rockets? A lot of this remains to be seen. It's very aspirational. I'll leave that to the futurists and the stock pickers, but it is aggressively priced.
When we talked about stocks that are looking ugly, we call them SpaceX proxies, proxy stocks, and those are the other rocketry, and space stocks, and they are all selling off today. It was interesting. Yesterday, you had Virgin Galactic jumping more than 20%, and today it is diving. We can show some of the hot board names here. Firefly's down 18%. Look at Virgin Galactic down 31%. Bit of a sell-off here in the names like Planet Labs, Intuitive, AST, and then you got Adobe too. Adobe double beat on earnings, unrelated to SpaceX, and people are not liking that the CFO has moved on to a chip maker, Marvell.
Well, let's think about more optimistically what you're seeing in the Dow today and what you're seeing in the Russell 2000, right? So you have all this concern that these markets are just too concentrated. It's a one-sided trade. The economy's slowing because of $4.50 gasoline nationally. You keep hearing this story. The reality is you had a broader market coming into the year. You had other sectors doing well, and quite frankly, you've had small caps that have done quite well this year. So to me, the bigger story is not SpaceX. The bigger story to me is what you're seeing in oil prices, what you're seeing in interest rates, what you're seeing in inflation expectations. It's pretty clear to me oil has peaked. in this cycle. Inflation expectations have peaked. Last I looked, the 5-year inflation break-even was under 240. I mean, that's a pretty big move lower. That is price stability. And so what the market is starting to think about is maybe they overdid it with pricing and rate hikes. And now can we start thinking about, at some point in the future, an easier policy stance? You know, what does well in that? Small caps, industrial stocks.
So looking at the Russell, I mean, the Russell, as we look, is looking very strong. I mean, week to date up 4%.
Right.
All the majors, by the way, compared to yesterday, they're all in the positive column for the week.
And we can't consider this a weak economic backdrop and a tighter Fed policy environment with the Russell up 4% a week. That's missing the larger story.
Brian, thank you for giving us your story.
My pleasure.
Good picture here. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
All right, here we go.